Since 2008, Myth Reserve Forces has built its legacy one victory at a time. Behind me is our history, our memories, our logos, our trainings, our culture, and our uniforms. We host raids, defenses, and trainings every single day. Not occasionally, but daily. But what makes Myth different isn't just skill, it's discipline, it's mentorship, it's community. We don't tolerate toxicity, we build each other up. If you're brand new to the clan scene, we'll train you, we'll sharpen you, and we'll raise you. And if you're willing to put in the work, you won't just improve, you could become elite. You could become a legend. So join Myth today.
Alright guys, welcome back to the Clan Podcast for another episode, episode 3. Today we got TabooZapNuka, the owner of Myth Reserve Forces, on the podcast. Welcome. How's it going?
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Good.
Alright.
Alright,
just per usual, let's jump right into it.
I'm AmazoXII.
Alright, so as you may know, I'm the owner of Myth Reserve Forces. I founded the clan all the way back in 2008. I've been here for quite a long time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So it was one of the ones before the Roblox group feature.
Exactly.
So that was
on my original account, OwnU9, and I essentially started the group. It was more of a fun group at first. We would go to different front page games like Heavy Wars, Crossroads for brick battling. We would raid the X101ST recruitment center.
Oh heck yeah, I remember that place.
Right. We would raid REF, and of course we've been around. We just never really liked being in the spotlight too much, just because of a lot of the toxicity.
Agreed.
Back then, we always try to stay away from it. But now, we're trying to really expand and keep our integrity, but also have a place for new gens to join us and learn the game properly and not be yelled at.
Yeah, no, it's important, right? Like, that's the thing I notice with clanning nowadays is our biggest struggle with the genre is going to be getting the new players into the genre, like actually keeping them in the genre and not just having them breed into toxicity the same way that maybe some of us were forced to when we were younger because of the community or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, even as a kid, even if the toxicity wasn't, like, as bad as, like, it can be nowadays and as competitive, I feel like there was more of it in a way that, like, I don't know, there was more people playing the game, wasn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it all, for the most part.
Wow, that's crazy. So you've been on Roblox since it actually became, like, popular, I'd assume.
Yeah, exactly. I still remember those good old days and recent times, of course, as well. I'm still playing somewhat.
I feel you.
I mostly have... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, so I was just gonna ask do you still, like, actively play in matches and clan and stuff like that?
I do occasionally. I did have to change my setup though.
I see.
I am going to be getting hopefully a new computer soon. I'm just on the laptop right now, but I mostly have my clan try to be self-ran when I'm offline. I don't believe in micromanaging the clan.
I feel that, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No, and that's the thing, it's nice to have, like, it's like a creative sandbox for the other players when you run your clan like that. Like, it's their clan just as much as it is yours, and it's also, like, they can truly have an experience in it, and it's not just another group that they join, they can kind of make themselves known in the group and identify with it. That's important, especially with the clan in the genre, like making people stick around and that type of thing too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take over the questions for now since Amazo
Sure.
is having some issues. So
No worries.
first clan, what did you join? When did you join?
That's funny. I've always stuck with my clan.
Oh, really? No way.
Yeah, I know it's really rare to say this, but I've always been a firm believer in just sticking with my own clan. Since the beginning, I did not want to conform to joining some other group and having to. I want to be my own boss, honestly.
That's valid.
I was very, very adamant on that.
I like that answer. Like, I totally agree with it fully.
Yeah.
And the question
It's
is,
not that
how
common.
did you
Normally, how
discover?
people joining maybe a super clan, maybe nowadays you join maybe a LARPer group, and then you get introduced to clanning that way, or
So, like,
roleplay or
as a
something.
beginner, like when you did open up the clan at first and start just
Yeah.
like that way, I know it was a lot different back then, so it was probably easier, if anything, to get a group of friends together and just, like, start doing stuff, raiding, playing games, role-playing, whatever. So, like, what was the experience like, just being new to the game? Like, sorry, maybe not just as a beginning clanner, but as a beginner leader, I guess.
Yeah, well, as I said, it started off as a friend group, and honestly, there's a lot of front page games that I wanted to really dominate, and there were certain games where you weren't necessarily supposed to have PvP, but the weapons back then had PvP. Like, I know there's like this zombie game, and you're supposed to kill zombies, but you're also able to kill players, and I just got really hooked on trying to get the Blockster badge on day one. The Blockster badge, I think you had to get about 250 kills. It's like an official Roblox badge back then, and once you get it, it's on your profile. So there were 3 combat badges, so that was my first introduction to a combat. I fought on that zombie game, then I found Heli Wars, and I found all these other combat games. I got good at it, including Brick Battle Link, and I made some friends along the way. I tried to befriend other top fraggers or people who had a similar mentality to me, and we would just hop on these different servers. Clanning wasn't really a thing back then with actual forts. We were just trying to dominate on front page games.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's how it started.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That is actually insane.
That's like a really cool.
You would just join front page games.
Yeah,
Sorry to cut you off.
any OG thing.
Yeah.
That
And
is
we did
awesome.
have a uniform, so we would either dress in all black, or we had this t-shirt. I found this t-shirt on the catalog. It was a blue claw. Like, imagine your stomach got scratched and there's blood. There's like a red version and a blue version. So we would wear that over our outfits. That was like the first uniform.
And that's how people would like identify
Is that why-
you guys as like a group.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Yeah, because
cool.
team
Is that why
killing
Myth?
was allowed because the guns weren't optimized. Like, you could shoot and kill anyone in some of these games.
Yeah, friendly fire was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Games were so hectic back then. Like, so much just like unoptimization with like the game in general, just allowing whatever, you know what I mean? You could just join the
Yeah,
game,
exactly.
it could be like a little old fort, and you could just kill everyone, kill visitors.
Yeah, exactly. And that's actually the next segue I wanted to say. I'm assuming you know X101ST,
Yes.
the clan. So they had this. This is under the Lord Nathan era. He was the leader at the time, and he had this X101ST recruitment center. And if you're able to sneak in, you get to go to the gun vending machine. They had carbines, which are machine guns. They would shoot square blocks at you, basically, and you could just spawn kill. You could also get a pistol or a shotgun. The
that's
carbine
awesome.
was the best. So we would just try to sneak in there and like glitch our way through the window, or try to sneak our way through the door code. That was like the first real border, really, on Roblox, were recruitment centers. Clans would have recruitment centers.
Recruitment centers, yeah, headquarters
We
or
would raid
something
it.
like that.
Yeah.
And you would sit there with your team essentially and like kind of
And just
hang
take over
out.
and just say, hey, join
Yeah.
Myth. Don't join X1. I want to see join Myth.
Join
Myth.
our
Like,
group instead. We took
have
over
this-
the base.
Yeah. Look at us. And then it's like, as evidenced by look at all the people crying in the chat. Right? Like, do you want to cry with them or do you want to join us?
Yeah.
That was our mentality back then.
That's
we were
so
quite
funny.
young as well.
I love how clans all had their little like quirk with trying to get members and like conquering things. It was kind of It was so much funner back then. Like nowadays, everyone just wars are rare. I understand that it's hard to do them now, but no, that's really cool stuff actually.
Yeah.
Amazo, next question is on you.
So a little off topic, but what I'm questioning, I can see that your uniform is blue. The blue scar, like from like the stomach that we were talking about, is that like what inspired the current uniforms of like the kind of like the blue?
I don't know if Amazo's here.
Oh, did you not hear him?
No.
Oh, that's odd.
I don't hear him at all.
Okay, he said off-topic question.
I haven't heard him at all. I've only heard you.
What inspired the blue uniform that you are wearing a little bit?
Yeah, well, I'm wearing one of our more current uniforms, but back in the day, I've always had a fascination with the color black. Some people say that's not a color, so I also say black and navy blue.
Ooh.
And I wanted us to be more of a night ops type of team, like elite special forces. We're in the dark. I've always thought that is a really cool combination of colors, and it's very unique. It's not traditional. I've always pictured Myth as a small elite fighting force. I would, growing up, I'd also watch certain movies like Jason Bourne, and just imagine if you were to have these people part of one elite unit. Like nowadays, people know about John Wick, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But I've really took a fascination to those archetypes, and I wanted us to be similar.
That's awesome. That is really awesome. That's unique though. Like it's not just like the meta. Like that's very different. That's a very different way of coming up with a group idea. I'll be honest with you. And that's inspiring too, the way you put it. Wow, that's really cool. I didn't realize that was the story, like kind of behind Myth, so to say. There's more than meets the eye. It was already a mysterious clan to begin with when I came across it.
Yeah, and that's the vibe, and also just more about the name Myth. Well, honestly, I didn't really have a name for the group when I first started it. It was literally I was day one playing Roblox, getting the Blockship badge, and making some friends who were also hot bragging in those games with me. And if there's some sort of organization that's as elite as I'm describing, well, it's sort of indescribable. Like, there isn't really a name for it. What if it's just a myth, right? What if it isn't, like, to be known? We want to be humble. We don't really want to be in the spotlight too much. But amongst ourselves, we pat ourselves on the back. We know what we've accomplished and what we've done. So, like, that's sort of like the origin of the name Myth.
Okay, that's really interesting.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I like that. Hell yeah.
And that was my understanding of it when I first started. Okay, that's the story.
Wow.
Caltech, we're gonna take a pause right here for 1 second in the video. We're gonna do like a pause because I just want.
Also, I don't think I should hear
Taboo.
Amazo at all. I don't know if he's talking this whole time.
Yeah.
So in the video, we're gonna like cut this, but we're just
I only
gonna
hear
what's
you,
the problem.
Amazo is talking right now.
Okay. Should he rejoin or?
Amazo, try rejoining. I was just gonna ask you, what do you think the current state of clanning is? How do you feel about it, and like, what is your general take on how clans try to actually interact with one another nowadays?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, I always think claning's going to be there.
Okay, that's a
Going to
different
be
take.
there in some form. I'm here for the long run, long game. I think there's always going to be hype groups that come and go, and there's still going to be the top contenders, the most reputable first row clans. But, I think they're going to get complacent over time if they do not tolerate, if they continue to tolerate toxicity or not regulate cheating, and to have big egos. I think it's like David versus Goliath. Like the giant's gonna fall.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for us as well to continue proving ourselves as myth that we are reputable and reasonable, and we want to be up there as well.
And you guys are like from what I've seen, you guys are like a reputable, clean clan. You know what I mean? You run a good group, so, and that's what's important. It's not necessarily about just being elite or like the best ever on the game. It's like it's about running a solid community. You know, like that's the best thing at the end of the day. So, and you definitely do a good job. So, kudos to that on Myth and everything. You know what I mean? Like it's. I like doing events with you guys, and it's easy, and you guys are chill always, so there's no toxicity from what I've seen. And that's the thing, like, here's the thing, right? When, that's how you know, like, when you, if you're not bringing, like, any sort of, how do I say it, degeneracy to the table, and neither is the other party, usually you two will get along, and I've seen that so far, so that's good.
Thank you, I'm glad. I that's also really good feedback too, because like I said, I try to have the clan self-ran, so it's good to hear that management is doing their job.
Yeah, no, like exactly. That is the point of having, and that's the thing, right? Because that someday, as you get older and stuff too, and have other stuff to do, you can't just do everything yourself as the clan leader.
Exactly. It's about longevity, having a foundation of members, officers, high comm that know what our goals are and have performable tasks to do every day, and to make sure it gets done. Just to keep it simple, that's our protocol.
And that probably includes like everything, so all the departments, games, and
I try not to be too bureaucratic. Want to keep it small, but yes.
Not just raid. You guys have game nights all the time. I notice, like in play stuff.
Game nights. We talk about the big picture as well, our vision, and
that's awesome.
Talk about some of the contenders in the clan world. We similar to geopolitics, but CNG related, of course.
That's really interesting. So you guys like sit there and I'll just talk about stuff like that. That's nice.
Yeah, because one of our values is to continue to improve. We don't want to be over our heads and just be egotistical and ignorant. We want to take feedback in. If we see a clan doing something right, we want to see how could we integrate that into Myth to make us a better clan, make us a better experience. If there's a controversy in the community, how do we make sure that does not ever happen to us, right? So sometimes it's simply reminding our members and staff of our core values, our culture, right? Our mission, really. We got to remind ourselves we want to be a non-toxic and properly ran community that could rack up some wins, but also allow people to have a chance to play classes instead of having one person on recon
always on
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Because that's just a popularity contest.
Right. No, that's the thing too. You guys are pretty open, and it's like as long as you aren't like doing anything crazy or a degenerate or a cheater or whatever, you can pretty much join, right? Like it seems like you guys are doing pretty well, so and active. So no, that's really good. I was gonna ask you, do you see a future? And now that you're older like me and been on the game for a while, not to insult you on cool, Do you see a future where the old core values of clanning will come back? If you know what I mean. If you kind of get the question. It's like...
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I think it would happen the hard way, the painful way. I think it's... Unfortunately, we have to learn from bad experiences too. For example, if people in the community have been doxxed, if people have been, there's a cheater epidemic, right? We have, sometimes the life has to get so bad before a change could occur, right? The pain has to be that unbearable to elicit change. If people keep getting away with these things, then why change? And then the community struggles, right? So I think if we could bring more awareness of, well, obviously, well, I know cheating could be easy to get into, but I don't want that to be the only solution. Can people join a community where they have a mentor to help guide them to get good at gunfighting? Can people understand how serious it is to, not dox and not do anything degenerate, even with online dating, right? That could also be quite controversial too. I know that the community has had its stories in the clan world where there's these controversies that happen, and I think we as a community need to learn from these experiences and look at these other clans, what happened to them. Right, even an older clan, look at what happened with Villania years ago, right? And what happened with them. Even though they used to have a powerhouse of elites, they got into controversy.
Yeah. No, it seems like controversy always follows the most popular sets of people.
Right, and that's a big reason why we prefer to stay in the shadows more, because we really do not want that to be the case with us or anyone we associate with.
No, exactly, and that's the thing. That's how you keep the community in the clan, obviously clean and the morale high and everything non-degenerate and non-toxic for a long time, and that's good. No, that's really good.
Yeah.
What's next here? Oh, I was gonna ask you. Okay, so what would be your favorite map then? If you probably played quite a lot from what I
I mean, that's a loaded question. I'd say, you want me to tell you a current one or like any or like an old one?
No, I mean like any map that you've ever played on, an old one, a new one, whatever you like.
There's too many. I think, all right, an old one back in the day. Well, I'll say it. A map I made and also a map I played on. A map I made is called the City of Verstan. It was
Verstan?
Yes, you probably know about Verstan Museum.
Oh, but you made a city. Oh, okay.
Yes, it was before. Some of I don't know if you've noticed on the Verstan Museum map, but there's old props of the old day, including a lot of images showing the city of Verstan.
Okay. Right? I see. That makes sense
so
then.
There's a connection. But
that's really cool.
That map in particular was my favorite because I spent a significant amount of time on that map, like daily. We would have, at times, 24/7 events. We were very, this was like around 2012, 2013, 2014, those years. And we would have a lot of structured, disciplined events, very strict, no talking, proper grammar, words per minute were calculated. It was very based on loyalty and discipline, and that's why that map is my favorite. The gunplay was fun too, but I say this is one of my favorite maps just because that's how Myth was able to become a big machine, where we turned out so many competent soldiers that could be molded and mentored to sometimes that was their first clanning experience as well, and they were really able to get solid foundations. And they had access to me. I'm the leader, and how powerful is it to have the owner and leader also be there with you to the same level of strictness? Like, I would never slack off. I said anything I could do, I expect you guys to learn how to do too, right? And here's how we do it, right? So if I could type fast, I need all of you guys to type fast, right?
So like, if I can type fast, all of you guys can type fast. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
But it's like the mentality of it. It's the principle. Not
It shows the standards are possible, because I wanted to get away from the stereotype that, the leader just tells you what to do and they're fast, they're lazy. They don't know.
You're actually able to like join in with your players and be right there with them. Same thing.
And leading them. Yeah. So I know your question was, what was my favorite map? That's my favorite map that I made.
Of course. That's sick.
And then my other favorite map for combat, which I'm assuming, I am a good fan of, well, nowadays I like Nightclub and Earthside.
Okay,
map I made as well. In terms of foreign maps, would I say RCO, like Bricktops, and I think Bricktops, honestly.
Yeah, I fuck with Bricktops a lot.
Yeah.
But
in terms of a scrim, like RCO scrim.
I see, yeah, like 6v6 or something or whatever, or 4v4 on the Bricktops.
Yeah. And I've used to hate RCO when it came out, with Ben Bones and Celeste. It was the opposite of my ideal gun system. Like, it was 10 damage, that's low damage to me.
Wow, yeah.
And it's, the spread is so wide. But I came to learn how to love it. I was used to a lot of more realistic gun systems that were high damage, high accuracy.
Yeah, okay.
And that was a lot of the gun tech of Myth back in the day too, because I had the belief, remember the story, what if Rambo teamed up with Jason Bourne, teamed up with John Wick, and these other elite figures.
Okay.
If he were to have clutch potential, imagine you could like 1v5, 1v10. That's more possible with a gun system that is accurate, high damage, right? You're gonna get some kill feeds. So that was like the mentality. It's like a high skill ceiling was what I wanted to go for, like pub stomping, basically.
Yeah, and rather than just like 10 damage guns that you sit there and pop shot 1,000 times with pockets.
Yeah. We learned that meta too, though. You sort of have to.
Yeah, no, to play against other people, right? It makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess the next question I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, I hope that somewhat answered your question there.
Oh no, that was a very good answer. You have great answers, actually.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's all tied into each other. We have a very deep history.
Yeah, no, I can tell. It's because, well, it makes sense because of the length of time that Myth has been on the game, right? And it's also, like, not even just that. I noticed, like, even the way you said you didn't really join up other clans too much when you, like, opened Myth. You kind of just started playing the game, playing Roblox, like, not even really clanning, right? And then...
Yeah, my identity was always as a raider. Like, I saw these clans come up, and I'm like, I'm going to be raiding you, right? Whether it's me solo, because back in the day, you could raid at any time. There wasn't such thing as start raid, and there's a time limit. So you could just do that, dominate the server, you get members that way. That's how I built my clan.
That's awesome. So you literally pub stomp public servers.
That's how we started. Yeah, that's how we started.
That's awesome. I love it. You just pub stomp people and they're like, hey, you see what we do to these people? Why don't you come join us?
Yes, and we're mature, we're friendly, and like, you don't want to just be a pawn in this other clan. I'm raiding this clan you're in. And what's their leader doing? Oh, they're probably offline. They're not here to defend. Hey, I'm the leader of my clan.
Getting
hey,
all the members to slave and the officers.
Yeah,
the leader's right there with his clan on the front line.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you what. So I guess you already kind of answered my next question, but I'll ask you the one after that.
Sure.
Do you think clanning is going up or down these past days, like these past couple months? What do you think? Do you think we're heading?
Fluctuates.
It fluctuates.
That's why
Interesting.
Like, it doesn't, honestly, to me, it doesn't really matter if it's in an up or downturn. I know it's going to keep being, it's like the stock market. It's always going to keep going up and down. But over time, I think it'll keep growing. I think we just have to be careful with some of the values we have as planners. Like, I know we talk about we don't want cheaters, but there's a lot of clans that have cheaters.
Right.
I know we talk about we don't want toxicity, but there's a lot of toxicity in friend groups. I know there's a lot of friend groups in clanning that sort of distort the organization's original purpose, unless that organization was truly founded by a friend group and it's for that purpose. And I've always, I think there's a cautionary tale to be held with friend groups. I think, of course, friendships are important, but I've always valued the organization as number one, because there could be a falling out in a friend group, there's more instability, there's not that longevity. I think we want to be mindful of longevity, so all the work we're doing and the clan work you choose to be in, it's not going to waste.
Yeah, it's towards there's a purpose.
Yeah. So I've always tried to demonstrate that as another reason to dedicate time in a clan like mine, Myth, or there's other clans out there that are also, they have longevity and they're proven.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing and it's not to hate on clans that aren't around for as long or whatever like that. I think new clans, as an old gen, I think new clans are so important because we need constant new flooding into the genre. We need new groups.
Yes.
Even if they're crappy at first, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
We need groups, right? And we need people playing the game to have it still grow. And I think, just like you said, how it fluctuates. I totally agree with that. No one's really given me that answer when I've asked that question, though. They always just say it's one or the other. You know what I mean? Oh, clanning's dying, it's going to die eventually. Or, no, I don't think clanning's going to die. And then you're just like, you know what? It's probably just going to be around whether it kind of goes down or up. Which is pretty interesting.
The only mystery, though, is, the metas are bound to change. I think it's quite clear since my days in 2008. There was no terminal system, no scripts, no RCO even, and now we're in a time where we're very fair zone heavy. There's some new forts as well. Payload was experimented with a couple years ago. Right, I think there's still room for innovation.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Unfortunately, things like RCO, they didn't add more RCO maps that were legit necessarily, like Bricktops, Guten, Old Front, etc. I feel like now it's open-ended where planning could go.
It is pretty open-ended, and it's going in different. People are trying to experiment now. I notice with different things. That's the fun part that I like now. It's you see clans that are doing the roleplay thing. Some of them are making games. Some of them are creating advanced movement. Some of them are doing I don't know. VAC has a new fair zone, payload fair zone. I've never seen something like that before.
Okay.
And then, just even something simple like that. It's just something different, or a capture the flag map or artifact or whatever. Or I like the classes at Myth Nightclub, for example. It's unique with the Medigun. that Chris loves to talk
Yeah.
about. I still don't
that's-
understand it.
It's basically anti-heal. We try to innovate there too. It's anti-heal for 7.5 seconds.
That's right. I love that idea. Like I know it's kind of weird, but it probably pisses off enemies when they don't understand it. But it's available for them to use. So if they use it, I've used it. I'm not gonna lie. It's overpowered.
That's the secret. Even the PDW's overpowered it. It's the fastest time to kill at close range, besides ST or Recon headshot, right? It just has really bad range.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true.
And what's also broken is you could also technically put most of your team on we call it frag medic. That's the anti-heal. That's busted. There's no such thing as a medi push for the enemy team. That's not possible.
That's crazy. Yeah, because it just they can't heal with it.
And your whole team has medic. Isn't that broken? Right. So I think I try to have a lot of class flexibility. Like pick your team composition, similar to League of Legends. Like there's different types of team compositions you could make. Right. So if you want to have a more heavy medic team, versus just being stuck and saying only one medic, only 2 ST, only 1 recon, infinite assault. Right? I sort of wanted people to experiment and think on what's good for their team composition versus
imagine having like 2 recons. That'd be pretty cool.
I did experiment with that at our map showdown, but we got rid of the feature. It got a little too complicated.
I see.
But essentially, every player was worth 2 points, and you could spend. If you spend 0 points, you just get the PDW with no heals. If you spend 1 point, you get PDW with heals. If you spend 2 points, you get SMG. If you spend like 4 points, you get recons. So you could have multiple recons, but the rest of your team would have worse guns. Right?
I see.
So,
yeah.
Trade-offs.
So, that's actually kind of, I get what you're saying now. So it'd be like you're trading in points in total.
Yeah, or maybe I'm coming into a team and I don't really have good class players. I'm just going to give everyone assault with heals, right? So
that's
I could
true.
just have a solid assault team, or
recon,
I have a really good recon. I want to make sure he has an upgraded recon that could collateral as well, for 1 extra point.
I was gonna ask you, since you've been clanning for not even just clanning, but like, for, how do I say it, running Myth, like as a group in total, do you have any tips for anybody that, like the viewers that would be looking to make their own clan, like new people into the game?
I mean, like what I was doing, see what works around you. It's quite clear you'll need a name, a logo, uniform. Try to have values that make you stand out.
Yeah.
These values are unique to your organization. Preferably, no more futuristic or Star Wars. There's too many, in my opinion, or sci-fi.
Agreed. Yeah.
I try to have a unique genre. I didn't say this, but originally, the genre of us back in 2009 was more of a mafia at first.
Ooh, interesting.
Right. So be creative. Right now it's more of a guerrilla warfare, private modern military organization.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
I can see that.
Yeah. But I know there's other ideas as well, like maybe even a horror genre, that could be unique.
That would be so cool.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Right? Like think outside of the box, and people are going to be curious. And
okay, everyone listening right now, if someone doesn't make a horror clan at some point, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
That would be
exactly.
so cool.
And that would be pretty cool, yeah. Right? So we need to start thinking outside of the box more, but also learn from around you. Like obviously get the foundation right, ranks, get a fair zone, get a fort, see if you want to be hybrid or not, if you want to try doing swords, try making that be a community event at first. If there's more demand, then make it official. Otherwise, stick to guns. I know the sword community is different. Back in the day, there were more.
There was,
gun and sword clans.
it was usually like mixed, if anything. Like they would have both.
Yeah. And that's where
like back in the day when they were mixed, you would have a gun and like a sword secondary. I would use the sword to lunge in the air.
Yeah, and glitch, like
dodge.
jump over things.
Yeah, or like in the middle of my gunfighting, like dodge.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Okay.
Yeah, so like you glide up and then switch to your gun to drop shot, right? So like I always saw the sword as a tool. Obviously, gun versus sword. Sword only wins if you're ambushing or you're in like a
dropping down.
You're knifing them through a
yeah,
wall or like a door.
Through a wall, yeah. That would. Oh, I remember getting a lot of kills like that. Like especially at like shoot. Where's an example I can think of? You know, Celeste.
Yeah.
Rat.
Yeah.
I remember.
Rat,
I think I think they had a sword and guns, if I'm not mistaken. And you could
exactly.
sit on the teleporter and like camp people or something like that. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, or whatever clan used to have swords at their bases and stuff mixed with guns. Yeah. That was so fun, man. Like I miss that stuff, just because it was like
you were there. Yeah.
It was hyper competitive, but at the same time, it was like kind of stupid. Like it was a little bit stupid, but
yeah, I think the other most people might know about SMO.
Yeah, we love that.
They have the sword there too.
Oh, perfect example.
You would have to know. You would have to know how to control tower and use the sword properly, or how to ambush people as well.
Even, like, I think we raided VAC not too long ago on SMO with some of the veterans. We had, like, a little, like, veteran raid type of thing.
Yeah.
And it was fun, but we got held at the doors, because guys would have... There would be one guy with a sword at, like, each entrance. So if you even if you brought the whole team through, you would have to make sure your teammates use their sword. Right? Yep. And when you raid with a bunch, like a mix of old gens and new gens, not all of them know that, right? Yeah. So a lot of them will just run in and die instantly, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no.
It's very comparable to like ST. You can't just rush side door on Corbin.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Corbin, you could treat a sword like an ST. You just don't get close to him. Stay your distance.
Yeah. So like in that, like for example, in that scenario, at least in my clan, what I would do is we would create a strategy. So if we know that's part of the meta or SMO, where people camp doors with swords, we would do drills on that map in a private server to practice holding versus pushing. And then depending on that mini tryout, I would give them a special role like breacher verified. Like it indicates you're able to utilize your sword in an effective way, and like you're trusted. So like I could trust you to man that door on the defense, or I could trust you to be part of that push on the offense. Right. Or
so you know who's going to be playing that position, and it's not just someone
it depends how like obviously like how much we want to prepare, but the thing about Myth, this is just like an example of the way we think. We want to be very strategic and give people the right roles.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. No, and that's how you use everyone properly, and everyone actually still has fun and gets to win and play.
Yeah.
What else was I gonna ask here? Okay. I was also gonna ask, what do you think clanning overall needs? Like, not about it dying or anything like that. What do you think it needs the most right now, in your opinion?
Like I said, well, I think the biggest thing is what I've been trying to do since the beginning. There needs to be a mentor for these new people joining the community, so they don't get corrupted and start cheating, so they don't get corrupted and start being toxic. Like their community, their culture, it makes them transformable. So hopefully it's a good culture. I think it's very powerful if a new member joined and the leader is there and says, hey, I'm not going to yell at you if you suck. As long as you're willing to listen, be respectful, and follow my direction, we could do this. Like, I'll break it down. Don't use first person. Use third person. Use WASD. Right. Some people might use arrow keys still, like when they're new.
Yeah, you never know.
Don't hold spacebar, right? Let's talk about a proper zigzag pattern if you were to run and dodge. Let's talk about pop shooting. Let's break this all down, and that way, their foundation is solidified, and they stay loyal, right? That's why we've been around so long, because I've taken the time to mentor a lot of my members, and they grow up to become high-com one day. So it's very personable for them. I think that's what we need more. We need more people in the community who are willing to be patient with the newer players and give them a chance, and feedback. Feedback, try again. Feedback, try again until they get it right. Feedback, try again. Instead of subbing them out and saying, you can never play with us.
That's totally true, yeah, and that's how you reinforce good behavior and good morals within the clan. It's like not just yelling at your player for them being bad at the game, but actually trying to improve them as well. That's how you be a good leader, I feel. And I notice a lot with like younger, newer players, like leaders especially, like they let their feelings be known instantly, have their little crash out session, and then next day it didn't happen. But like people don't feel good about that. It's not fun, right? It's not very fun. It's okay to like correct people, but like it's one thing when you're like demoralizing people.
Yeah, exactly. And the game's supposed to be fun.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just a game, right?
Yeah. But also careful, or we don't say it's just a game to endorse toxicity or like degeneracy and stuff too.
Yeah, no, it's a game in the sense of it's supposed to be like, casual, right? Like it's not supposed to be like, or it's supposed to be competitive, but it's supposed to be casual in the sense that you respect people and not just
and
hate on
ultimately
them. Like
people join the clans that are fun for them, and my clan, it's more on the, I'd say, professional side and more side potentially.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, valid.
And
for sure.
that's fun for other people too, but not for everyone, and that's okay.
I was gonna ask you, what is your favorite memory of all time then on the game? Not even just clanning, like on Roblox, let's say.
There's many. I'll tell you one. Let's see. Do you remember CCO?
Yeah, I do.
I led Noble Ninjas Season 1.
Season 1? Damn.
Yeah. That was, I think, was that 2020? I think. Yeah,
that was right before COVID came, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Or right when.
I'd say like February 2020.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right around
then.
Yeah.
I know.
Damn.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. That's when it got really.
I was leading Noble Ninjas, and we made it to the finals. But I remember, I was able to help lead that team up to the finals. I remember we threw this because the last match because I ended up listening to someone who wanted their friend to play with them, so I subbed out.
See, oh.
It was I think it was what was his name? I think we wanted he was an old gen.
I see. I mean that's
Faust. He was the guy who's friends with Faust, who's like his best friend.
Damn. So like.
Yeah, I'll check right now. Let me see. This is just a memory that popped up right now.
That's really cool. I mean, but at the same time, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, his name. Yeah, I had actually JT on my team. I had I'm still in the Discord. It's funny. I know Paul 321 was
321. That's crazy.
Tournament.
I haven't heard of that guy's. I haven't heard someone mention his name in such a long time.
Yeah, what was his name, dude? Sergiano was here. Yeah, Charles. Yeah, but long story short, we made it to finals, and I subbed out someone for someone else. So it was not a good idea because it was a friend. They wanted to play with a friend.
That's
It was
insane.
Outflash.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Outflash was on my team, and then I think he wanted his friend.
His friend wanted to play.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, okay, yeah. You
And
can
then
play.
I was like, okay, fine. You sure? Okay, fine. I was the coach though, but.
So like, did you sub yourself out for the whole match, or did you sub back in?
No, the format. So as a coach, you would have to draft yourself early on, and we wanted to get some of the top picks of the tournament. So I didn't end up playing, but I was coach.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I had this whole curriculum on all the RCO maps because we were able to compete at the highest level. We had a curriculum and strategy for every single map: Bricktop, Steeltop, Gutenberg, Cold Front, were like the main ones. And we talk about, there's a concept I teach in my clan called volatile lane theory, where if you picture the map Bricktops, there's cave, there's mid, and there's the tunnel. It's most probable for people to be rushing tunnel because it has much more cover. Then obviously you don't rush mid as a whole team, right? And you don't really rush zigzag as a whole team. You don't really rush cave as a whole team unless you make it like you can make it to your team pillar, but there's not much room for you to breathe. So I would prioritize volatile lane theory. So as dedicate your best, strongest players and most of your players, stack them on that single lane where there's the most action. Control that lane, you win map control. And have the rest of your team head glitch, cave ramp, or like float on mid passively, right? So these were ways we could minimize our death and maximize how many kills we got, and it worked. That's one example of the strategy that I came up with for that tournament as well.
That's really cool, and that all that's like that's kind of strategy too. It's like people don't think that hard about an RCL map strategy even. Like that's the other thing I notice is like they're actually really competitive. Like the way they're designed, it's simple, 3 lanes usually, and then it's just kind of like it's genuinely whoever's better map control and just better shooting wins. But not even better shooting, but like how you play your life. Coordination.
If two of your teammates shoot the same person, that's technically double damage.
Exactly. That's better than just 1v1, right? Yeah.
Focus firing on, like, imagine it's like we all pop out at the same time. Like everyone, we're on tunnel, ready, we're gonna pop on inside tunnel, ready, 3, 2, 1, peek. Alright, come back. Right. You would get a kill instantly. And you're also assuming everyone on your team is an elite, so they're not gonna miss. Right.
So it's all 3 people that peek the corner on one guy, killing them because they're all hitting shots at the same time.
There's no way to expose yourself to that angle without getting shot because we're physically shooting the area you're gonna pop out from. So yeah, like they have to respect our firepower, like our synchronized firepower. And I try to translate this to our raids and defenses too.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. My mic just seemed to cut out for a second.
You're good.
But yeah, no, that's the thing. Like RCL maps, I like all of them. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, there's not a bad in totality RCL CCL map, I would say. I think even Cold Front, I know people don't like it because of how open it is sometimes, but even I like Cold Front with RCL guns. I think it plays well.
Yeah. I think people just don't like the spawn trap of it.
The spawn trap, yeah, right? You can't do it. Once you're spawn trapped, bro, it's over.
Yeah, so that's the one condition for that map, for example, right?
Definitely, yeah. Oh my gosh. That map, yeah, it's pretty much over at that point.
Yeah.
What else do I have here? Okay, so I guess for my final question for you on the podcast would be, okay, I have a couple to pick from. What is your favorite tech that you've ever played with? Like, I guess I asked your favorite map. What would be your favorite, like, system that you've ever touched on the game?
Okay. So, one of my favorites, so it comes from the Row Nation genre, or modern military genre, back in 2012, 2013 or so. And I called it Zutai, because that was the developer's name. And these were basically weapons where you press G to sprint.
G to sprint? No way.
Yeah.
They'd have recoil?
No recoil, actually.
Really?
It was, they try to make it realistic, though. Like, I know I said no recoil, but also realistic. I meant to say,
no recoil, but
the recast was invisible, and it was high damage, but you had muzzle flash. So they would see, if they see the tip of your gun, they would see the fire coming out of it because you're shooting. But you could basically, it was so good for combat 1,000 studs away, for instance. And I would go there, and you could take on a whole server. I have a YouTube, and there's like videos on it where you could see you're just like killing people from really far away, and you just like dominate the whole server. I literally got over 200 kills in an average NKDR.
That's crazy. In one match?
Well, it's a non-time limit.
Oh, I see.
Wait.
Okay.
So I just stay there a couple hours, and
oh my lord.
That's like we take it hardcore. We took it hardcore back in the day, and that's how we got a lot of members. And
that's like the high accuracy,
high
damage.
Yeah, high damage, but there's obviously counter potential as well. Like you could, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, no,
right?
that makes sense.
If you don't, then you're just one more kill for the kill feed.
One more kill for the kill feed. I love that.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were we gonna say? I kind of cut you off.
I also, in terms of clanning weaponry, if you don't consider that clanning, I would say, I believe like TGI, the Grand Imperium gun.
Yeah.
The cursor would expand.
I love that weapon tech so much. I was good at it back in the day.
Exactly, but you get so good at it that you also don't need the cursor eventually. Like.
Yeah, it's like at that point, it's like you're so used to it when it expands. It's like it's not really expanding. You're just kind of shooting.
Yeah.
Because you kind of memorize with like where it would be anyway, and you kind of learn how to track and place like that.
Exactly.
It's not too hard, but I know people would complain about it all the time. I liked it so much, man. I loved those guns.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so I guess that would have been my final question for the podcast, dude. Thank you so much for coming on. Honestly, it was fun. It was a good conversation. Yeah. I know Amazo had a bit of like mic issues and stuff.
I know. I couldn't hear him, unfortunately. Maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time we'll have another podcast. I was thinking of getting you, Myth, Chris, and Lone Chaotic for another episode at some point. We'll all like play a game or something and chill.
Okay, yeah.
That would be really
cool
fun.
Guys, yeah.
So. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you for coming on. Again, thank you guys for watching again. And Myth is sponsoring this video, so shout out to them. Join Myth Reserve. Really good group. Long-standing clan, quality clan. You know what it is. Thank you guys again, and peace out. All right, that's the recording. Dude, thank
Cool.
you so much for